That whole thing of her offering herself up to Kabir Khan, to the coach.
Which is by the way my like the scene that I dislike the most. Because it was like the whole setup. It was like the proper WhatsApp joke wala this thing, no? Okay, student goes to professor, I want to get straight A's. I will do anything for and the professor goes, "Will do anything." He goes, "I'll do anything. Will you study?"
Dude, I love it when like there is an already established iconic film जो बहुत सालों से जिसका नाम चलता आ रहा है, and when I watch it and it surpasses my expectations.
Yeah. Now in hindsight, I can see Chak De India was like an offbeat movie for him.
Yeah.
But when I think about Shah Rukh Khan movies, Chak De is like the biggest movie.
Yeah.
Like super popular, made lots of money, blockbuster, all India sort of thing.
हर पॉडकास्ट का एक गुंडा होता है और हैसिडेजुअल का गुंडा मैं हूँ. उर्जिता भी है. Like I don't want to take that away. Gundayat
that was not a gunda thing to say, Abbas. You're like हम दोनों साथ में गुंडे. It just felt like the last scene of Chak De India. Sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, we're talking about Chak De India, whatever.
Yeah. It just felt like that last scene where we both share goal. Sagarika shares her goal with Chitrashi.
Yes. Didi.
Yes.
Anyway.
दिखा दे उस लौंडे को.
Yeah.
Welcome to Has It Aged Well. That quote was from the 2007 super hit film Chak De India. To talk about Chak De India in the studio with me is my co-host Urjita Vani.
Hello.
On the left wing and on the right wing, surprisingly, is our returning guest. Last time he was here, he was talking about a cute little movie called Janati Janana.
Yes.
But this time he's here to talk about little more serious stuff.
Yeah.
It's comedian, writer, and overall fun person, Mr. Mohammed Hussain.
Woohoo! Thank you so much for having me
चश्मा
back.
फॉग हो गया तेरा नाम बोलते बोलते.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm steaming hot. I don't know.
But Hussain, you have a small connection with this film.
Yes,
Is
it
because
has helped to
tell us
my
what it
career
is.
in a small way.
Yes.
एक तो one more flex. I have worked with Shah Rukh Khan since a couple of times.
God.
Right.
Couple of times. I just want to say.
Okay.
I just want to drop that. Now that it's out, I can talk about it. जवान का प्रोमो था ना, उसमें हमने बहुत ही एक दो तो जोक लिखे थे ऐसे, ठीक है. उसमें एक जोक था कि so the video is Shah Rukh is on the phone with Netflix and he's like, release the movie right now. It's my birthday. I want the movie to be out right now.
Right.
Not on Friday, which is your regular schedule. So that guy is like, नहीं sir, क्या please sir मत करो. He's like, नहीं मैं उड़ा दूंगा बॉम्ब से, Netflix से सर्वर उड़ा दूंगा. And he goes, नहीं sir मत करो ऐसा, please मेरी मन्नत है. And Shah Rukh goes, मन्नत तो मेरी है.
This made it to the card?
Yes. And he loved it. I just want to point it out to everybody that believe in yourself, in your dreams. Your stupid dreams will come true one day. So he said the joke, he loved it also.
Tell us the more visceral connection you have with this movie where someone from the cast actually showed up at
also, it was not just it was not only me and Ashish Shakia wrote it together. My connection with Chak De India is, so it all started after watching Pathan. So I was opening for Sahil Shah and my biggest regret is ये show में मैं ऐसे घटिया कपड़े पहन के गया था, कुछ बहुत ही सड़ा हुआ shirt. And it's my most watched reel. I'm just about to get on stage and she comes and sits in the front row. Chitrashi Rawat, who plays Komal Chautala in the movie. She comes and sits in the first row with a bunch of her friends. तो उसको देख के ऐसा देखी हुई लगती है. And other people in the green room are like, oh, this is that person from Chak De India. So it's like, oh, I should do joke, And my immediate thought was मेरे को reel बनाने का है. I have to nichodify this moment for reels, right?
Yeah.
So my first thought was I have to somehow make sure कि इसका चेहरा कैमरे पे आए. क्योंकि me saying this person was in Chak De is not as interesting as camera में face and then Chak De, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, and Yash.
It's just one camera. This is low budget quality.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You can't switch angles.
कुछ नहीं कर सकते. I have to figure out a way, right?
Yeah.
And Yash has started his, Yash, right? The Habitat guy.
Yeah.
He started his welcome to the Habitat. All that stuff has already started, okay? So music started, I'm ready to go on and I'm like thinking क्या करूँ 70 minutes,
Nice. Now you're milking it here also.
Yes,
That moment.
70 seconds I had.
Yeah.
So in my head I thought कि मैं एक करूँगा कि उसको बोलूँगा कि उठ के just look around the room once, show everybody your face. And I won't say that she's the girl from Chak De. I'm going to say, just stand up and look around once. And then I'll hint to Shah Rukh Khan. And then I'll do like, when she's looking around, I'll do like, ये left देख रही है, right देख रही है, या खुदा.
Nice.
या तो सीधा देख रही है, whatever.
Nice.
So that thought I took and went, okay.
Yeah.
So And I didn't want to do it up top.
Right.
Because I'm like, up top, people are not settled.
Right.
I won't get the reaction I want.
Correct.
So I opened the show. I did like 10-12 minutes of whatever I was supposed to do. I finished that, and at the end, just before calling Sahil on, I was like, I'm done. My jokes are all done. You guys seem like you're in a great mood. I just have one question. Does anyone here has worked with Shah Rukh Khan? And then I stared at her like this. Right? And her friends are already laughing.
Nice.
Other people are not getting what is happening. So then I was like, can you please stand up and just show your face? And she does. Now, that's in the video. She got up, turned around and sat down quickly.
Right.
So I told her, no. I didn't say the joke. Please do it again.
So the
And
second
slowly-
thing is in the video.
Second time she went up, she turned around slowly. I said, let dikh rahi. And then I asked the audience, do you guys get it? And then they all start getting it. They're like, oh yeah, this is that. That's where the they all do the 2 + 2 in their head. And then
Nice.
then I literally just saw her pass when she sat back down, right? So she passed something. So I was like, oh, pass karna seekh gayi.
Nice.
Right? And then the big one. Like in my head, I was like, oh, this would be great if this happens. Immediately when I had that thought, I was like, I'm going to ask, obviously, regular question in a stand-up comedy show. What's your name? Where are you from? Name to okay, whatever, we know.
Yeah.
And where are you from is like a common question. So in my head, I was like, if I ask her, where are you from? And she says, Lokhandwala or something. I'm just going to go India. It's like, it's right there, right? But then in my head, I was like, abhi maine 2 joke to kar liye. Maybe she'll catch on.
Correct.
And when I ask her, where are you from? She's going to say India. But I was still like, it'll be a
It'll
fun
still
moment.
be funny.
It'll
Yeah,
still be
if
funny.
she says India. Yeah.
So I asked her, where are you from? And she very proudly, okay, that I think really helped the video, is she very proudly said, Dehradun, Uttarakhand. And I was like, India.
Nice.
Yeah.
Banger.
In the movie also, I think she has come from
She's
Uttarakhand,
Haryana.
right? No,
She's
she's
Haryana,
Haryana.
yeah.
She's Haryana.
But then you did
Man.
close it with the Ya Khuda, ye to seedha kar.
I started with that.
Okay, cool.
Then I did the beer pass karna seekh gayi. And then India, itna kuch seekhi nahi abhi tak.
I have one question. When you asked in the audience, anybody who worked with Shah Rukh, did you have a backup plan if someone in the back was like, yeah.
Someone did.
Someone did?
Yeah.
But you ignored it.
But you ignored it.
No, I
Fuck
didn't
that
know. I was
guy.
like, okay, yeah, great, man.
But today, you're not gonna make my reel. She's gonna make
Yeah,
my reel.
yeah,
Yeah,
Nice,
nice. So yeah, we'll put the link of that video
Yeah.
in the description so you can watch it yourself. Even though I think you've thoroughly explained what it was.
Yeah. But it's still a fun bit to see.
So I'm assuming you saw Chak De India for the first time last year.
No, I had seen it when I was younger.
Okay.
But I rewatched it. And the
Okay.
thing is, when you're like 10, 11 and all, when you watch these movies,
Correct. It's not
you
the
don't
same.
retain a lot.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Urjita, for you, first time you watched Chak De?
So in my childhood on TV, I had watched it in bits and pieces.
Okay.
So like I literally just remember the iconic moments from Chak De India. I did not remember anything else apart from that. But like I watched it as a complete movie only now. Like yesterday I
Correct.
watched it.
Yeah.
Man,
Huh.
what a great film. Like
It's
I
such a
love
good
it.
movie, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
I love it when like there is an already established iconic film जो बहुत सालों से जिसका नाम चलता आ रहा है, and when I watch it and it surpasses my expectations.
Yeah.
That is like the best feeling because I'm like, you know what, the audience was right in choosing you, and especially if it is a movie that is of such a genre जो you know कि ये भाई एकदम लक से चल गई पहली बात
Yeah,
तो
actually, I'm very surprised. We don't do a lot of sports movies.
exactly
धन धनाधन गोल मुझे याद है. उसके बाद तो मेरे को कोई याद
हाँ
भी
पर
नहीं है.
and वो जितने भी सारे
I mean, technically, Lagan is also a sports movie.
Lagan, I would say a little less so. Dangal for sure is a sports
Dangal
movie.
is a sports movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sultan is a sports movie.
Yeah, I
Sultan
think there is like abhi I would like to attach this thing that happened recently. So Siddharth Anand, the director of War and Pathan, he was asked कि भाई आपको क्या लग रहा है war क्यों नहीं चली? I don't know why they are asking
Fighter?
so early. Fighter, sorry,
Fighter
not
क्यों
war.
चली?
Sorry, I keep
क्योंकि
confusing the
90%
two.
लोग हैं, I saw this, I saw that.
Yeah. So then he was asked कि fighter क्यों नहीं चली? And first of all I was like यार fighter अभी भी चल रही है theaters में. It can still pick up. Why would you like pass a judgment so early
No,
on?
they passed the judgment like 2 दिन.
दो दिन में
the first 3 days.
So
it
then
didn't
he was
do
like because
numbers.
fighter नहीं चली because 90% of Indians haven't travelled in a plane.
Haven't
That-
flown a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't
haven't seen an airport. I'm like, my
exactly.
man.
And everybody,
And you know
I
what?
love the responses to that because the first response to that was, yeah, Chak De India was a hit because 90% of India has played hockey. What a great fucking
Beautiful.
response. In this movie, like the supposed villain is supposed to be, you know, Pakistan because not Pakistan
Not
exactly.
really. Australia is the villain.
Australia, yeah.
And Australia sucks.
नहीं, not Australia. The first half, as in Kabir Khan जिस team से आ रहा था, वो तो पाकिस्तान team थी.
No, but they're not supposed to be the villain.
They're
right?
not
But they're
supposed
not
to
the
be the
villain.
villain,
They-
but
they-
The villain is the media, sort of.
the villain
Media,
is
the
the media.
people,
That's
yeah.
what. So like the very clever writing of the film, it never makes Pakistan feel like the criminal. कि यहाँ पे मतलब ऐसे दिखा रहे कि हमारे इंडियन जो लोग हैं वो ऐसे जज करते हैं कि like if you are a Muslim and if you lose against Pakistan then it means something is
and
up.
then
Yeah.
and then you shake someone's hand. It's like a
And
Yeah.
again, this movie.
Again, the idea, sorry to cut you off, but
yeah.
when he shakes the hand, it's the exact moment where the photographer takes the photo.
Yes.
And you know he's taking it with ill intentions because he know he can spin it that way
Yeah.
and give a...
So basically, what you're saying is the moment I had when I saw Chitrashi in the thing.
Yes,
Is
like,
what the moment he saw, and he's like, "Hey, I can milk this moment for
Yeah.
views."
Yeah.
but then again, I thought, again, we can, like, this film is now 16 years old. And
We might have moved on. Indians might have
Exactly,
moved on
I'm
from
like, no, the
sentiments.
media has
and
gotten
Mohammed
worse.
Shami and Siraj would disagree so heavily.
the
But
media
see,
is
that's
still the
the
same.
interesting. Mohammed Shami has done so well for the country.
Yeah.
He won, I think, Padma Shri.
Yeah,
won,
yeah,
Padma
yeah.
Shri,
right? So he gets recognized also, but the moment he doesn't play well, he's not going to be criticized for his cricket.
Correct, yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
remember when Siraj and Shami had I don't know, one of them had a bad game or something, and Kohli was the captain at the time. And
Yeah.
he had
It was
these
Shami
allegations.
only. It was Shami.
It was Shami only, no? He
Yeah,
had these
yeah.
allegations, and Kohli was like, "Nee, hamare sab big, hum sab saath saath hain," whatever.
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
"hum sab saath saath hain" used to be a very big theme in a lot of movies in the early 2000s. My Name is Khan, Chak De India, all of these movies used to
I
be
have
like,
a take
"Hum
on
sab saath
that.
saath hain."
Complete your point and then I'll tell you that.
But now I don't see that as much. Now
the
I
last
feel like the
I saw
point is...
it was in Suryavanshi, Rohit Shetty's
Yeah, but-
film, but
but-
that too it was very weirdly
वो
placed.
यही है ना कि अगर तुम कुर्ता पहनते हो और टोपी पहनते हो
Exactly, तो तुम villain
you're
हो.
not a good Muslim.
Correct.
You are the villain Muslim.
Exactly.
No, if
You
you're a
wear
good
shirt-
Muslim, you're a bad Indian. Like, you're a bad person. Yeah.
Like those are not exclusive.
So in that film also, like initially when I watched it for the first time, I was like, oh no, finally he's like, this is nice. This is like finally again bringing back the secularism and Indian unity and all. But then like I realized ki no wait, it's not actually correct because I don't know if I can talk about it. But even in that the particular scene that they wanted to highlight was कि जब भी displace करना था पूरे जगह को locality को, so उसमें जो दरगाह और मंदिर दोनों बाजू बाजू में थे, so जो Muslims थे, they helped them pick up the Ganesh का idol.
Right.
So then that was the highlighted point. And then I realized ki oh wait, but Hindus are not helping them pick up the
But ठीक है, see,
things of
that still for me feels like a smaller point
Okay.
than just the highlighting of ये देखो हमारी टीम में भी एक मुसलमान है जिसकी दाढ़ी कटी हुई है और वो शर्ट पैंट पहनता है और कभी कभार हमारे साथ दारू भी पीता होगा.
Right.
ये गुड मुस्लिम है.
Yeah.
तुम गुड मुस्लिम नहीं हो कि तुम नमाज पढ़ते हो.
He's the trust.
Like
you can
that.
trust that guy. You can't trust the other person
Yeah.
who's visibly showing
Who's
his
visibly
religious
Yeah.
marker.
That is my issue with that.
Yeah.
Like, why are you defining what a good Muslim is?
Of
A terrible
course.
person is a terrible person.
Yeah.
अगर वो कुछ गलत कर रहा है तो वो गलत कर रहा है. Just because वो I don't know मोहम्मद अली रोड पे रहता है और कुर्ता पहनता है doesn't mean he's automatically
Correct.
Yeah.
Radicalized.
some bhai, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my point was that in Hindi cinema largely, there's less than 1% films I think which highlight the idea of or the struggles of being a Muslim in a country where you're the minority, right?
Yeah.
Because I think Hindi cinema in post-independent India has always portrayed this utopian idea of, guys, this is how you should behave. That's why you're from like 50s onwards till probably even the 90s. The Muslim was that upright character, right? We've discussed Sarfarosh, where he had which did a very good job of. Have you seen Sarfarosh?
No.
Okay, that does a very good job of showing a Muslim cop who is being targeted for his faith, but he's actually patriotic.
Yeah.
And then the Hindu cop played by Amir Khan actually speaks up for him. Like, so that's the idea that if you have privilege, you use it in a way which helps the underprivileged or the person who's on the back foot here.
Yeah.
I have one take about this representation thing.
Yeah.
I've made those reels also, no? Like Muslims in Bollywood
Right,
always
right,
are like
right.
takhalluf, takabbur, they always talk
Right.
about that.
Yeah.
And it is a thing, like in a lot
Right.
of Bollywood movies, when you see, it'll be like three friends, Rahul, Raj, and Abdullah Ibn Ikhlaq.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is he looking weird
Yeah.
with the three of them, And if he's like the three of them, then he's like completely the opposite end. Like, oh, drugs,
He's the
pee raha hai,
sophisticated Muslim. Oh, okay.
like the
that way you're saying.
sophisticated like the dichotomy is like either a Muslim is practicing and then he's like full 100%
Correct.
pro max
Yeah,
Muslim,
Yeah. Yeah.
or he's like I don't give a fuck about anything. There's no God
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
Muslim,
yeah.
but he just has a Muslim sounding
Atheist
name.
Muslim I have never seen, but in
There are,
Bollywood.
I'm sure in the world there are.
Of
But
course
like,
there are in the world.
there is no
I'm
like
talking
normal guy.
about- Okay.
Basically, I'm saying my representation. There is no like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty normal.
He doesn't drink, but he goes to rock concerts. Okay,
Yeah.
He doesn't pray 5 times a day, but still he knows his faith. You know, it
or
doesn't.
I'm at least I try to pray 5 times a day.
Yeah.
Right, and I am
You
I believe
fail
in my
and you
religion,
go
and
to
I am
hell.
extremely patriotic also. I feel like maybe right since we're talking about it, I should talk about it. I love my country. I am extremely patriotic.
The fact that he had to say it, but we never did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
since
let me
day
ask
one.
you this question, bring it back to Chak De India. When you see this film, and let's skip to the end, when he gets his catharsis moment, where Kabir Khan feels like, okay, now
I've got it
won
back.
that respect back. He takes his mother back to his old house where he was thrown out of. Literally, kid writing Gaddar on his wall. Did you feel validation when you saw that?
Yeah,
You did.
yeah, I did because obviously and not just this movie, sports movies in general, they're all about like the redemption and finally the good guy wins, right? And as cheesy as it is, I love that shit. I love sports movies.
Right.
I all English sports movies, Hindi sports movies, I watched all of them.
Yeah.
मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि in my head I'm like ये जो बुरा वक्त इसका चल रहा है ना वो that is right now for me. तो मेरा भी time आएगा. That's like I don't know, this might be really sad. But whenever something shitty is happening in my life, I imagine like 10 साल के बाद मैं एक podcast में बैठाऊंगा and be like, 10 years ago my life was not like this. I didn't have 4 Ferraris.
The scenes, I think about 50% of the movie is just matches. Like,
The second half.
the second half of the
dominating
film
the
is
second half.
just
one of my
matches.
drawbacks actually. It's too much
Oh.
sport. I think,
But
in
no,
the second
it
half.
works.
It works. It's very, very well done. It's still there's a lot of it. I feel like. So
Yeah,
the-
but like the
the-
characters and their motivations and
sure,
their
but then
issues are always on the
there's
film.
nothing else happening. For example, like there is that whole thing where they don't want to send the women's team to the World Cup, and then Kabir Khan suggests let's have a boys versus girls match. Now that happens,
Kabhi
and
nahi, the professor or the person
no, it's
in
Kabir
charge.
Khan says आपकी team और मेरी team एक match हो जाए.
No, the guy suggests it
No,
first.
Kabir Khan
Kabir
suggests.
suggests.
Yeah,
I don't
Sorry, I
know.
Yeah.
might have.
So when that happens and the girls don't win but they win the respect of the men's team, and then
Which also good touch, I think.
which is a good
Yeah.
touch. Yeah, I will come to that. So, but then then they're like, okay, now the team can go to the final, and then it's never addressed again, right? It's just like, okay, now that little conflict is over.
Yeah, but that वो resolution हो गया ना, बेच दिया उन्होंने फिर.
Yeah.
But then
उसके
there's-
बाद क्या?
So,
Then-
but that was not the point of the film, na?
Once you're
Just
at the
to win
tournament, then you can't. How would you?
And I feel like
Okay, as
I
a
would have
writer,
liked.
how
I
would
would
you?
have liked some little some pressure. You build up the pressure on Kabir Khan. What is going on in his head? The fact that now he's in a foreign country, coaching a women's team for a world championship. That all is done through the matches, which is
Yeah.
fine. It's well done, I'm saying. But I would have liked a little bit of internal conflict of Kabir Khan going, what's at stake for him if he loses? What happens to him?
But that was already obvious.
But his personal motivation is there, no? That he
Yeah.
has
It's
to.
there,
his
but-
redemption arc.
And
मेरे को ये
see,
silver
the
medal को
problem
gold में
is,
बदलना है.
उसको what?
It's okay, guys. You guys like it. I don't. I can have an opinion.
No, I'm just saying.
No, we are
कि-
discussing.
See,
Yeah.
this point would have made sense अगर उसका झगड़ा सिर्फ और सिर्फ टीम से था.
Right.
But उसका झगड़ा पूरे देश से था. And I
झगड़ा
think-
नहीं था.
झगड़ा
He
नहीं,
wanted-
the
he wanted
conflict.
redemption.
Yeah, he wanted
Yeah,
redemption
yeah.
from the whole country and not just his team.
Right.
In fact, उसकी जो team members है वो कभी दिखाया ही नहीं बाद में. That is to show that how little that team in
Right.
that time mattered. It
Right.
didn't matter after the match.
Right.
The only thing that mattered was कि
Also,
इसने match
that
fixing
brings an
किया है.
interesting point. This movie was more inspirational than the actual women's team winning the cup. Like it's this Chak De is based off of a real
Yeah, 2002
2002
hockey
hockey championship.
Yeah.
And it's also based on a real guy.
I think he's the man. He was the
Ranjan
coach. He
Negi.
was the coach of the.
No, Ranjan Negi.
Yeah.
In the 1982 Asia Cup, India lost 7-1 to Pakistan,
Yeah.
and he was goalkeeper. So there were allegations against him that he gave away the goals because he had taken money.
They were really allegations.
Yes.
Oh.
And Shemit Amin did not know. Sorry, Jaideep Sahani did not know this. उसने 2002 का वो clip पढ़ा, and then he was like, "Why aren't we saying more about the women's
Yeah.
team?" And then he spoke to a couple of hockey players, and one of them said, "Why don't you speak to Ranjan Negi?" So Ranjan Negi was the coach of that 2002 team,
Oh.
and he didn't know this. So when he went up to him, he was like, "This is a very inspirational story. Through this, I can show both the things, the coach story as well as women's hockey."
Yeah.
And that's how he pursued it. So Ranjan Negi was actually a consultant on Chak De India.
That I knew.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I read
yeah.
about that before
Yeah.
coming here because
Yeah.
like थोड़ा बहुत मैं Google कर लेता हूँ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and yeah.
But there was an uptick. So which brings me to another point. So this film also has broad stereotypes, right? Like when each state player is coming,
They're all very stereotypical.
they're always stereotypical. So is it okay to? But I think it's meeting the larger goal of. Like the larger aim is met through smaller stereotypes. If we are breaking the larger stereotype of women's hockey is
I think
as good as
I think
men.
you can't avoid a stereotype.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like especially in a movie where you have to have tertiary, secondary, tertiary like characters.
Right.
You can't give every character a rich and detailed and nuanced background.
And
There's just
also-
not enough time.
Also, like the way they talk to each other, I feel that was so. Their dialogues were so well written. Their characters were so well established. I felt like कि मैं सच में एक स्पोर्ट्स टीम ही देख रही हूँ. लाइक अगर तुम मुझे वो टीम में राहुल अंजलि टाइप कैरेक्टर्स दिखाते जो ऐसे बात कर रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं, मतलब वो अपने अपने जो स्टेट के हिसाब
वो
से
एक
वो
flavor भी
एक्सेंट
आता है ना.
पकड़ के बात कर रहे हैं. एंड ऑफ कोर्स लाइक इफ यू आर कमिंग फ्रॉम अ बैकग्राउंड जहाँ पे बुलाते हैं नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न लोगों को चिली चाउमीन, यू विल कॉल देम चिली चाउमीन. And of course it's not right.
Correct.
वो भी तुम छोले भटूरे बुलाएंगे रिटर्न में, उसका मुझे पूरन पूरी बुलाएंगे, I don't know, whatever. But it's like कि they have captured the essence of that. And also like notice how Kabir is never calling them that.
Of course, yeah.
And also वो जो नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न गर्ल्स है उनका वो आइडेंटिटी नहीं बनता. I think once or twice that remark is there कि वो चाउमीन तेरे पे शेजवान सॉस डाल देगा, something she says. And also it is coming
it's
from
dealt
the one negative character in the team, Bindya. It is coming from her. It's not coming from anyone else.
And the moment is addressed also. Like,
Exactly.
this is wrong, it's addressed.
That's what. So I
Yeah.
feel like the stereotypes that you're talking about, वो address भी हो जाते हैं. So एक तो वो एक point है. And also my point was that it's very interesting that you bring up the team. हाँ, all the team members, they represent our citizens. Like the
Okay,
different
right.
kinds of citizens we have in our country. कि one wants to work hard but doesn't have the resources. ऐसे तो काफ़ी team में लोग थे. Then एक तो ignorant है, the Punjabi girl, she was ignorant. एक sexist in-laws का शिकार है. And just another one is a शिकार of sexist
Parents
fiance,
Fiancé.
Sagarika Ghatge. And the one is Islamophobic.
I feel like the problems in the 2000s that people needed to tackle, at least in terms of like equality, people should be equal. Feels like a simple statement.
Yeah.
But don't you think that's more required now than it was back then?
I think we have progress as a society
Sure.
in providing equality for everybody,
Right.
minorities included.
Right.
But
But the idea of unity, I think, was way more
Unity.
prevalent in
it
pop
was
culture
much
back
more
then
prevalent back then,
than now.
Yeah. It felt like the powers that be, media in general, was pushing a message of let's do this together.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think it probably came from like just altruism, just like it's the right thing to do.
Correct. Yeah.
And then maybe one or two people were like, actually these guys suck, and like 4,000 rupees came in his account. It's like, oh, they suck more, 8,000 rupees.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
just,
Right.
and now we're here.
Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, I have a larger point about the movie. We'll talk about that. So yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube, before we go into a break, like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the other videos on this channel, but after our episode. And if you're listening to us on an audio platform, rate and review us. It helps us reach more people. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcasts Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by his friend, former MTV VJ, travel influencer, and now author, Shehnaz Treasury. Shehnaz talks about her new book, All He Left Me Was a Recipe, and shares candid tales of her dating adventures. On Paisa Vaisa, Anupam Gupta is joined by Simant Shukla, Chief Business Officer at JM Financial Mutual Fund, for an insightful discussion on the growth of mutual funds in India's small towns and cities. Folks, if you like our shows, spread the word, tell your friends, and don't forget to rate and review them wherever you're listening to them. Follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You'll also find all our shows on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week: Omidyar Network India, IDFC First Bank, and ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund. Thank you for making this possible. And we're back on Hazard Age. Well, we're talking about Chak De India from 2007 with Urjita and Hussain. So I had this thing talking about stereotypes. What do you think about the idea that it's supposed to be a women empowerment film, but it's still very much a man leading the charge? Like he's the one who's at the forefront.
I think just like which Suryavanshi, कौन सी movie की बात कर रहा था? Where the cops, Amir Khan plays like a cop.
Sarfarush. Yeah.
It's the same thing, no? Like
Correct.
you,
Yeah.
when you're fighting oppression, the oppressor has to take a stand, because no one's going to listen to people who are oppressed and be like, hey, you know what? We should give them their rights.
Correct.
Only when the oppressor stands up against other oppressors is when change can happen.
Right.
So that has to happen. So
Also-
that lens needs to be there. That Shah Rukh Khan needs to be there to say,
Yeah.
I think this is wrong.
I
Or
also
it
think
to-
if there's no Shah Rukh, this movie would not have been made.
Of
Like you
course.
needed a Shah Rukh Khan to be there for this film to even exist. Like put anybody else in this role, a non-star, and this film would have been one of those cult, low-budget films which are like
Yeah.
nobody went to see in the theater, which people are like it was a good film. But because it was Shah Rukh. By the way, 2007, very interesting year for Shah Rukh. So he does Chak De India. He does another film. Can you name 2001? Which was like a very complete opposite
Kabhi
of Chak De
Alvida
India.
Na Kehna.
No. Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna was 2006. Om Shanti Om.
Oh.
So August this came out. I am old enough to have watched this in the theater. And there was not much buzz about this film because Yash Raj had given 2 flops.
Yeah.
One was Tara Rampam. I don't remember the other one.
Dharma was a flop.
Tara Rampam was a flop.
Oh my God, I loved it.
Even though it was the 10th highest grossing film of 2007, it was still a flop, considered a flop because it was production budget was very high, F1 and all that shit. Also made by Siddharth Anand, by the way. 90% of the people have not driven F1 cars. That's why it flopped. But बहुत कम fanfare के साथ release हुई थी because
I loved it.
and also so this is considered one of those 2 homework films if you're a Shah Rukh fan, Swades and Chak De India, where he's not playing a star, he's playing a common man. He's driving a scooter in this, he's not wearing designer clothes, he's
Yeah.
playing like a middle class man.
But that he's playing in many films.
Like which one?
Om Shanti Om first half.
Okay. And then what happens?
Main
Not
Hoon Na?
Raghu. What's the...
Mauna is not middle class. He's still the
Mauna
hero. He's the soldier guy. He's very much
the movie where...
he's playing a star. He's
Hole
singing
Hole Ho
songs.
Jayega
He's doing
Pyar.
it,
What's the
all
movie?
that shit.
What's the movie?
Rabne Banali Jodi.
Rabne Banali
That's a
Jodi.
good
Rabne Banali
comparison.
Jodi
Yes,
was
that's another
Yeah.
one. So, but this film released and word of mouth ki wajah se it became a big hit. And then the number of theaters it was playing at was also small, and then it expanded. And then Shah Rukh used this momentum to push into Om Shanti Om, which was like the biggest hit of his career up till that point.
Oh wow.
And I
So,
think Om
yeah.
Shanti Om also was a great movie. If you watch it now, it holds up.
Agreed.
It is a good movie. I cannot divorce the publicity blitzkrieg that they went on, Farah Khan and Shah Rukh Khan, for that film. And it was up against Savarya. So they acted like Om Shanti Om was the greatest film made ever of all time. And that really got to me. I'm like, okay, it's a good film. It's a fine film. But they went on promoting it so much.
Yeah, I don't remember any of this.
Also, another thing is because I had my first breakup at that point, and Chan Se Jo Toote Koi Sapna was like hurt me. So I was like, fuck you guys.
What
I'm
do they
gonna-
say,
Om is
what
a
do they
very-
say about your personal bias not letting affect your reviews? Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
very
My
objective.
personal bias about Om Shanti Om is Om Shanti Om was the first movie I watched in the theater with a friend.
Nice. Alone? Like
Like with
without
a friend.
parents?
Without parents.
Dude,
Oh,
the
nice.
funniest thing to come out of Om Shanti Om was Farah Khan interviews. Farah Khan ने Om Shanti Om के कुछ तो 10-20 साल बाद कोई तो इंटरव्यू दिया था जिसमें she said Om Shanti Om was a blockbuster hit. उस 90% people in India went to watch that film. The remaining 10% didn't go because वो 10% सावरिया देखने गए थे.
Yeah, exactly. This is the
It's
kind of
salty about it.
this is the kind of shit where I'm like, come on, guys. You
Just-
made a hit. It's
Dude,
okay.
But imagine Farah Khan at that time. Farah Khan was like, I think, one film old at that time.
Yeah,
Mauna
yeah.
उसने बनाई थी. Mauna was a super hit.
Yeah.
She was one film old and she was going up against Sanjay Leela Bhansali. And she like massacred him, properly
Dude, but he
massacred
was
him.
launching 2 newcomers. You had the biggest star in Bollywood for in front of you.
I mean, that's not a reason.
But I want to talk about 2007 top
I think it was a
5.
better movie also.
Yeah.
Even though I have a soft spot for Savarya, yeah, Om Shanti Om was a better movie. Yeah. But I want to just quickly talk about 2007 top 5 films. Very interesting. Highest grossing film of all of 2007 was Om Shanti Om. You want to guess the second highest film? So Chak De India was the third. What's at number 2? It's a comedy film that's referenced and memed a lot.
Welcome.
Hera Fairy?
Yes.
Welcome.
Oh.
Welcome is the second highest. Chak De is number 3. Partner is number 4. Tare Zameen Pe is number 5.
Oh shit, तारे ज़मीन पर इतना पीछे है?
Yeah, but still look at the fucking the range here. Okay, 2 screwball comedies, Partner and Welcome. Om Shanti Om, which is every genre you want to include. Chak De India, which is this very sports like drama, and Tare Zameen Par, which is again like a heartfelt serious drama. So the range over
No,
here.
and I think the crazy thing is all of Partner, and I'm not a big Welcome fan.
Huh.
Okay.
Those two aside, the other three really hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Partner,
I think that with comedy, I feel like
it ages
ages
more
good.
rapidly.
I mean, in Chak De also the comedy
Yeah.
doesn't age.
Yeah.
हमारे
Yeah,
इसमें
the
क्या
one-
what's that line? हमारे इसमें छक्के नहीं होते.
Yes,
होते,
yeah, I was about to
that
say
line
that
stood
line.
up so awkwardly
Yeah, I was
as to
like,
the
oh.
rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And which is so weird because in one TVF interview, which came of course years later, Chak De India, where Shah Rukh was reading out mean comments and some comment had mentioned कि Shah Rukh Khan एक नंबर का छक्का है, and to that Shah Rukh's reply was कि इतना बड़ा स्टार हूँ यार, चौका थोड़ी ना होगा, छक्का ही होगा. That was, and I'm like, okay fine, he understands how to like.
Oh no, he is amazing.
I want to talk about the team in this movie, the actresses. What did you guys think of them? Any standouts that you thought?
I think Chitrashi Rawat was a standout.
Okay.
And even more so after I read that she actually was a hockey player.
Yeah.
She was a national level hockey player. And so was Sagarika Ghadge. She was, I thought Sagarika Ghadge is an actress. No, she was a hockey player before. Both Sagarika Ghadge and Chitrashi Rawat. And in fact, Chitrashi Rawat, she went on to do more films after that. She did Luck and one more film whose name I'm forgetting. But then after that, she didn't want to do Bollywood.
Yeah, I was like,
I think she's here.
Not a lot of these girls went on to have like a very illustrious career.
Yeah.
But they did spring up here and there.
Vidya Malavade. I'm not
the
sure.
The goalkeeper is like,
Vidya Malavade,
was like even then was an established actor.
Yeah. With that,
the
she
captain.
Featured in Mismatched recently. That I think is one of her notable works. But other than that, yeah.
Like her face seems, to me, seems recognizable. Like I've seen her in a bunch of different things.
Daily soaps, I think I might have seen her. Vidya and also Bindya. Bindya, I have seen her in films. I think she was in fashion.
Shukla, she was in BA Pass. Was her.
Oh yeah, she was the lead in BA Pass. Yeah.
Did you buy Bindya's arc? The fact that this senior player who perhaps has seen such lax attitude towards women's hockey so much that she's kind of given up and be like, मैं अपना देखूंगी, बाकी जाए भाड़ में.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I feel like
I thought
the
that
movie required that character to be that way more than that kind of character existing in the world.
But the idea, that whole thing of her offering herself up to Kabir Khan, to the coach.
Which is by the way, my like the scene that I dislike the most. Because it was like the whole setup, it was like the proper WhatsApp joke wala this thing, no? Okay, student goes to professor, I want to get straight A's. I will do anything for and the professor goes, "Will do anything." He goes, "I'll do anything. Will you study?" Right? It was a perfect moment for that.
Yeah.
मैं कुछ भी कर रहा था तो खेलेगी. Will you follow the rules?
Yeah.
It was right there, dude.
Yeah. But also like now that you mentioned
I mentioned that because I thought that came a little out of nowhere, I thought.
Yeah.
But also to be fair, because none of us have been in sports team,
Right.
I think
We're nerds, guys. Sorry. Huh.
yeah.
Wait. What?
None of us have been in sports teams.
team.
Where is
Sorry,
this
what
coming
have
from?
you played?
What have you played?
I played basketball for my school team. I
Oh,
played
sorry.
under 16 cricket.
So what was your point? Let's see if he counters that.
Wow, dude.
For your school team.
Wow. तो मतलब under
स्कूल
16
में तो मैं भी वॉलीबॉल खेली हूँ मेरी
अरे
नन्ही
स्कूल में
कलाइयों
खेला
के
नहीं. I
साथ.
used to represent my school. I was captain also.
Okay.
I played table tennis also.
So
for
why
my
are you
school.
not getting
That's
her,
not a
huh?
team sport, bro.
Why?
Table tennis. That's why I said basketball.
okay.
No? That's why I said basketball. I said
No, but my thing is
cricket.
that because she was a senior and of course she has this cynical approach.
Correct.
Which is like so true for any profession. Like if you take out any person who has been in a profession for long enough without getting success, they will act like her. एक तो वो first of all ये है. Second, she's Islamophobic. Why she becomes Islamophobic? मतलब she always must
I
have
don't
been
think she's
Islam.
Islamophobic.
It's not
वो
spelled
तुगलक
out,
कर
but
रही है
she
बार-बार
gives
उसको-
the Tughlaq example.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't go as far to call her Islamophobic.
For me, it felt like her character was just anti-establishment. Like, अरे जब जो चल रहा था, अच्छा चल रहा था, I was in charge. When I said rub my feet, they would. Get water, they would. Now
Yeah.
it's like this other guy.
Yeah.
He's-
And yeah, when you don't like your boss, you're like, पता है इसने पिछले job में क्या किया था, you know
Exactly.
that. So I think
It's
it
that.
felt-
but
it felt like more
she
that.
might not be
there
Islamophobic,
is-
but she's still
she
using
can-
that to her
to her
benefit,
advantage,
right?
that-
So she
true.
is Islamophobic.
fair.
तो एक तो वो it's
School.
me telling you guys who is Islamophobic.
we are so used
and
to
who's
extreme
not.
forms of it. Like, अरे ये तो चलता है ना यार.
इतना
It's
तो
like-
चलता है.
तो एक
Your
तो
Islam's
वो-
planning.
Yeah. take that mansplainer. But एक तो वो एक है, and also honestly, like because I have heard of so many such cases, it's just that her offering herself to him, it did not come. It wasn't out of place for me because वो इतने, you can imagine what was the condition like with other coaches.
Right.
So which is why she must have thought that okay, this can be a way. And again, like in no way the movie passes. In no way does the movie pass any judgment on her for doing that. She's not shamed for doing it because it's like you are in a situation, you are playing for the country, and it's a very vulnerable place to be in. So उसको ऐसा मतलब she must be in such a desperate place. She's like कि मुझे बनना है यार captain. What will it take? Or in fact, what if that was not her point all along? Maybe she wanted to catch him.
I think it was probably that.
It's probably that also. Like she wanted to.
When I saw the scene, my first thought was, this is entrapment. This is
exactly.
Okay.
Shah Rukh को काम से निकालने के लिए हो रहा है.
Exactly.
I didn't see it that way.
So
that's a good
what.
point.
Yeah, that's what it. While talking, I just talked myself out of it. It's like that, it could be that also.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he so easily is steps away from it. I think she gets respect for him.
Yeah.
And then from that moment she goes like, okay, maybe I should just do the practice the way he said, the way the coach says.
Yeah. Also, can we just talk about how one-dimensional Sagarika Ghadge's boyfriend was?
That was the cricketer, right?
Yeah, the cricketer.
अभी वो tertiary
उसका shades कहाँ से
रहेंगे?
क्या करेंगे?
He's not even being subtle about his sexism. He's just like, come on, I mean, cricket is
वो
better
मेरे को
than
थोड़ा
hockey.
I don't think any sports person would treat another sports person like this.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
I get it.
He's not representation of cricketers. He's representation of cricket fans, which is us, like regular people,
Right.
Yeah.
who have this thought. Like when you write this kind of thing, like a movie like this, you want to have some character be a representation of some sort of emotion
Correct,
that you expect someone is going to have when watching. Like hockey movie देख रहा, I'm 100% sure there were audiences going, यार क्रिकेट के बारे में बना सकते थे ना ये same चीज.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because
Why
I was
hockey? Who
thinking
cares
that,
about
of course, a hockey player having a sexist cricketer boyfriend, if that was a character written today, then उसका थोड़ा और subtle sexism होता. He would not say कि come on, cricket is more important than hockey, but he would be like, do you see a future in it? He would try to like, intellectualize his sexism.
That's exactly what I was saying. No, sexism was easy back then.
Yeah.
Hey, औरत किचन में बैठ, done, खत्म.
It's that,
बुला. Now if a character says, hey, औरत किचन में बैठ, then you as an audience feel like lazy writing.
Yeah.
अरे तू sexist बना उसको, पर थोड़ा मेहनत करना.
Yeah, वो probably उसको बोलेगा 10 reasons why you should not go back to the job. 10 reasons why
He
it's
works
capitalism.
at BuzzFeed. Okay.
Yeah.
I was saying it's that line from Bobby, na, okay, we still do it. We're much more subtle about it.
Yeah,
So,
nice. Very nice.
Vibha Chibbar, who plays Krishna Ji,
Yeah.
she actually has almost more scenes with Shah Rukh Khan than the rest of the girls because there are a lot of one-on-one scenes.
She's the
that
assistant, no?
She's the assistant, yeah.
Very terrific actress.
Yeah, very
And
Properly.
in a great role in the movie also.
And I have mostly seen her do negative roles in daily soaps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't remember which one, but काफी shows में उन्होंने negative character किया है, which is why it is just so refreshing to see her like do a role like this, and she was so effective because it's like it's a proper character, dude. You have seen somebody like her in everything.
Extremely tough but fair.
Yeah.
Liaison between coach and team.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody who understands the on-ground situation and is also like his what do you call it? What's the word that you use? His
Audience surrogate? Moral compass?
नहीं वो बोलते हैं ना कि his voice of reason. Voice of reason. Yeah.
Audience जो सोच रही है वो
Exactly.
she vocalizes it.
Yeah. So can we talk about that scene where they beat up the Eve teasers?
Yes, please.
And how that is like the running theme in the film कि जब भी मतलब कबीर खान उसको नस मिल जाती है लोग कि अगर इनकी नस पकड़नी है तो फिर ऐसा कोई मतलब just provoke them कि ये देखो they are being sexist, ये देखो तुम्हारे बारे में वो लड़की खेलेगी हॉकी, and they easily could have misused this trope also by making it into like a funny thing where if a girl is not playing well, he would just be like, "ओए लड़की खेलेगी नहीं क्या?" and then toying. They could have used
But I think this movie, because it was not Om Shanti Om, was able to not be a funny movie.
Yeah.
Otherwise, for mass appeal, no, that comedy, one character who's weird, who says,
Yeah.
like that person.
Like even the
maybe a South
Punjabi-
Indian character who goes.
Yeah, even the
or a
Punjabi
character.
character is not a butt of jokes. And the Punjabi character is also
No, she
not-
has moments where she
Her
gets
anger
the
is
jokes.
used for comedic effect, but she's not the butt of jokes. That's true. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't, at least now when I'm thinking about it, the jokes don't come off as ये पंजाबी है तो ऐसी है, वो गुस्से वाली है इसके लिए ऐसी.
Right.
Yeah.
It sort of comes out that way.
So like even that scene where so again coming back to that scene जहाँ पे वो Eve teasers को मारते हैं, it is so satisfying to
In a
watch.
McDonald's.
As a girl, it is so, man, I don't know if it
Product
was as
placement.
satisfying for you guys, but वो जैसे इसको थाड़ करके मारते हैं और ऐसा भी नहीं कि पहले वर्बल लड़ाई हो रही है फिर बाद में ना
Shut
छाड़
करके
करके
दे-
मारती है.
बहुत
Like
मजा
that
है.
is how it should be, and you can see like the pride in Shah Rukh's eyes where every girl is beating the boys up.
There's that
It
one
was-
thing where they cut back to him biting into the burger was very
Yeah.
funny. I think while
He's
they're
just
beating
chilling
him.
there.
Yeah.
My girls
He's
can't
like,
handle
oh,
this.
I see. Oh, this is what irks you.
And
This
for
is
me,
how...
that character, no, the person who played the Punjabi,
Hmm.
that for me that was her moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, because up until then she is butt of some of the jokes.
Hmm.
She doesn't fit in. She's not technically that good as a player also, which is
Yeah.
what they show in the movie.
Yeah.
So for her existence, and hockey is a very
Violent
physical
sport.
very physical sport.
Yeah.
So her existence is sort of established there. And वो moment भी बहुत, and वो उसने काम भी बहुत अच्छा किया है.
Yeah.
That flippant anger से फट से आ गया गुस्सा एकदम जोरदार, बहुत मस्त.
And also there is a difference between her anger and Chitrashi's anger. I love how they have still managed to keep these characters distinct, which is so good.
That way, it's great that even though the team is huge, each of the team players get a moment.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that you have a superstar in your movie, you still give all the characters one moment. That was really good. There's that scene in the rain where he goes with his medal and says ayat from the Quran while looking.
Yeah? I don't remember this now.
That was Shah Rukh's own touch because that's the only surah that he remembers because his mother used to
Mother used to
read
say,
it
yeah,
to him.
this I've heard, this
Yeah.
interview I've heard.
And that I know because he's mentioned it once or twice in an interview. And then when he used to host Kaun Banega Karodpati, there was a contestant who came who he was like खेलने से पहले मैं ये एक सूरा बोल देता हूँ जिसका मतलब है it roughly translates to God will ease your troubles. So he read that on KBC. So I'm sure that was a Shah Rukh touch where he's
एक
like
सवाल का सवाल है, you guys remember?
yeah.
दुनिया बदल दे सारी.
That was Shah Rukh's theme of
दुनिया
KBC.
बदल देंगे
Or was that
हम
Panchvi
नहीं,
Pass?
दुनिया.
That wasn't Panchvi, that was KBC.
सवाल का सवाल है, KBC.
KBC, correct. The other one was different.
Oh yeah, there was this one show he was hosting, no?
Kya
Kya
Panchvi Pass
se
it is.
Yeah.
I was smarter than a fifth grader. I teared up every time. Oh, another thing, I think the background music has not aged very well in some places. When Bindiya's character is introduced, like, bad girl. You know, like stuff like
Where,
that.
like early 2000s, Bollywood had this fascination with the English language.
Yeah.
Wherever someone's a terrible person or like too cool and all,
Yeah,
they'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, he's so, yeah.
Yeah.
And like a lot of music songs also would be
Yeah.
like
And the burden of it fell on Neeraj Arora because in every song, oh, वो चली, she's coming battery, मुझे अब तक वो इंग्लिश समझ नहीं आया वो क्या बोलता है.
Finally. Which is weird because Salim Suleiman have done this and we did the episode on Band Baja Barat. We actually complimented them about how good the background score was.
Yeah.
So, but I was saying I teared up every
one
time.
more point I had about music in the 2000s
yeah.
is that a lot of songs would start with like some dude saying something in English, Ronde Chaka, on the Pogolo, and then would come. Like this is a very
Fusion.
weird mix.
Yeah.
Udit
Yeah.
Narayan ko kyun la rahe ho udhar?
Yeah.
And why is this some random person speaking in some random accent before that?
I think the funniest combination of that was in Chiggy Wiggy, as pointed out by our dear friend Mohammed Anas, कि वो इंग्लिश गाने में खातून की खिदमत में खिलाड़ी की है ख्वाहिश.
What?
कातिल ये अदाए कातिलाना ये नुमाइश कर ले चिगी विगी मेरे संग. Bring it back.
Actually, this reminds me of one more thing that when we were talking about Muslim representation in movies and all, I met Salim Khan.
The Salman Khan's
Salman
dad,
Khan's
the
father.
writer of
Okay,
Sholay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Salim of Salim
man
Javed.
himself.
The man, yeah.
Salim of Salim
Yeah.
Javed, yes.
Yeah.
I met him in the sense like I was just this is peak Bombay. I was
So
at
name
band-
drop Shah Rukh, name drop Salim Khan.
Yeah, but Shah Rukh though, that was like a professional. I worked.
Right.
Salim though, this was like a pure peak Bombay
Yeah.
moment. Could have
Okay.
happened to anybody.
हाँ.
मैं सुबह ब्रेकफास्ट करके बैंड स्टैंड पे बैठा हुआ था अर्ली मॉर्निंग सनराइज टाइम एंड सलीम अंकल जस्ट केम एंड सैट नेक्स्ट टू
Oh,
मी एंड मरियम
nice.
like not sit next to but like we were sitting in one table like
Yeah.
and like 10 feet away
Right.
हाँ.
basically one person came and cleaned the place then another person came and put a chatai then two police people kind of people came and stood and we were like "Ye kya chal raha hai?"
What's
There's nobody else.
Oh.
It's me, Mariam, there's like a couple of people walking
Yeah.
and then these people like setting things up. I'm like, "Ye kya chal kya rahe? Kya kar rahe log?" And a little while later, a lady came and sat, who I'm not sure who she was. And then Salim
Oh
uncle
my
came.
God.
So I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I had to explain, Mariam, this is the person who brought Sholay.
Yeah.
Big deal. And she was like, oh my God, Sholay. So we were all like that. And then I just like dur se, because there were people and all, I didn't
Of
want
course,
to.
yeah,
And obviously I
yeah.
didn't want to intrude.
Yeah.
So I just said, hello, dur se. And I don't know if he just says this to everybody or because Maryam obviously wears a hijab, so it's sort of obvious that we are Muslim. He just went, Salam alaikum wa rahmatullah. And then when I saw him, in my mind I went, that's why all the Muslim characters in Bollywood are like this. Because you're like this. मुझे लग रहा था कि ये लोग तखल्लुत तकब्बुर करते हैं, but तू actually तखल्लुत तकब्बुर है. That's why they write.
You know what they say, some stereotypes are true.
I'm not saying those people don't exist. लखनऊ के 2 गली छोड़ के बाहर निकलो, हम सब ऐसा नहीं बात करते.
Yeah. Imagine you telling Salim Khan, "ए हम ऐसे नहीं है, ठीक है, हम मुसलमान हैं, हम तकब्बुर नहीं बोलते."
He did the whole hand thing also. I was like, yeah, you're the reason. I get it.
You're saying hello to Maryam then, not you.
Wow, okay, Urjita. Just because he's not wearing a skull cap and mascara. I was saying Maula Mere Lele Mere Jaan, I think it's a beautiful song. Every time it played, I kind of teared up because and it was used very.
Even now,
very
it's a very
it's something. Yeah, it's great. Okay, cool. Let's do the categories. So, Hussain, from 2007, Chak De India, what do you think has aged the best and what do you think has aged the worst?
Aged the best, the brand Shah Rukh Khan has aged very well. And I think the movie being one of, like, if you think top 5 Shah Rukh Khan movies, this probably ranks, if not towards the top, in the top 5 at least.
5. Okay.
So, from that way, it's like it's a big part of the brand that is Shah Rukh Khan. And the Indian zeitgeist. Like when we like Chak De, the song.
I know, yeah. Every sporting event.
Still every sporting event everywhere, all over the country.
Yeah.
What hasn't aged well?
The comedy. Obviously. Obviously.
Okay.
The 2 jokes that they had in the film.
Yeah.
Urjita, for you?
Yeah. So what has aged well for me is, I think, again, very cliche answer, but the script. And it's a very... Dude, you're dealing with 2 kinds of minorities in the film. And you still manage to not make them look like victims. Like, ek to Muslims and ek to women. And you just like utilize that to the film's full potential. And how beautifully the film is made in such a way that anybody who watches that film relates with it. Like, any upper caste Hindu male will also enjoy the film, despite not actually being represented in the film in any way. So, ek to that part of the script has aged the best for me. And what has aged the worst for me? 2 things. First is the chakka joke, of course, one. And the second thing is when Shah Rukh Khan raises his hand on Bindiya.
But I think that's because she pushes that button. Like that's his extreme. That's where he will probably even think of doing something horrible like that.
But still, the fact that he did it, I think that's also is like wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
that's one.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
For me... it felt like she was going to say something else. For me, what's aged the best? I think, the fact that they took such a sensitive topic and did justice to it, that even when you see it now 16 years later, it's probably more relevant now than it was back then.
Yeah.
What hasn't aged well... I agree that Chhaka wala joke, that line has not aged well at all. It really sticks out like a sore thumb in the movie. And my unpopular opinion, I think there's too much hockey in the second half. I think they could have cut it down.
Abbas, you haven't aged well.
What a terrible take.
Yeah, dude.
Take.
It is what it is, bro.
The hockey was the cool part of it.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, sorry.
Dude, according
Mike
to
bhi mere se dur
Abbas,
chala gaya.
according to Abbas, Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna hasn't aged well because too much divorce in the film.
Not enough divorce, actually, in that film. That should have been more divorce. But I'm just saying...
Yeah, he doesn't like Darde Disco because like too many abs.
That's true. That is actually...
6 bus
8 ki kya zarurat hai? Yeah, I'm that guy. So I think there's too much hockey. If you had to program a double feature with Chak De India...
What does that mean, double feature?
It means a companion film with Chak De India.
With Chak De India? Tare Zameen Par is nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's the connection?
The emotional. Like at the end of it, you feel like... You feel catharsis. You feel tears. You feel... Mummy.
Yeah. Were you also dyslexic?
No.
Okay.
What? Just because I relate to struggle of boy growing up, wanting to do arts.
Okay.
मेरे को painting करने का 2+2 कर.
Nice.
That's actually true, yeah. Urjita, for you, a double feature? Lagan. Oh,
Lagan,
wow,
because both very
Lagan doesn't
similar.
hold up, dude.
Lagan what?
Doesn't hold up.
Really? When did you watch
So
it
many
last?
things in Lagan don't.
Very
hold up.
recently.
Yeah.
Tough to get through.
But yeah, I think
Tough to get through. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Sorry,
Okay.
go ahead.
Lagan. Actually, I haven't watched it in a long time, so I'm not sure. But yeah, Lagan. I feel like similar
Okay,
theme,
sure.
and it's like us
Also,
against them. So that wala jo
Yeah,
emotion.
Gora
hai.
down. Let's go.
Yeah.
Javed Khan in both films, he does the "Hum jeet gaye" thing, and he's the one who makes dahi chawal in this
Oh
one.
yeah, it's the same guy.
Yeah. Come
Oh
on,
my
guys.
I did not see that. That's mad.
Yeah.
Wow. Wasn't he there in Om Shanti Om also?
Yes.
He was
He's
there
in
in
Om
Om
Shanti
Shanti
Om
Om.
as well,
Yeah. Yeah. He's there.
For me, it's pretty simple. Swades and Chak De, the two common man Shah Rukh films. You should watch it back to back.
Yeah, Swades also is a banger.
It is a banger. Not many
Yeah.
jokes in either of them, but
Or if you
I
just
think,
like.
I think that's why age is better. When you
Also,
don't have-
if you if you just like the second half of the film, unlike Abbas, bend it like Beckham.
oh, Bend It Like actually
That's
that's a,
another goal.
Yeah.
Bend It Like Beckham is better, I think.
Bend It
But
Yeah.
that's English, I would
Yeah,
consider
that's true.
Okay.
that movie.
In that also, though,
There are Indian people.
there are
in the
Indian
movie.
people, but in that also, white people get the raw end of the stick. So
I love that movie. Best kind of movie where white person down.
Dude, my favorite dialogue from
Indian
Bend It
persona.
Like Beckham. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's you have seen it, right? Bend It Like Beckham.
I don't remember
You
it.
have
seen
seen
it,
it.
yeah.
तो उसमें जब भी उसका ब्लाउज बना रहे होते हैं ना जो लीड एक्ट्रेस है उसका so the tailor is like so her mom keeps asking him to tighten the blouse कि और tight करो and then the tailor is like अरे don't worry I'll make a blouse in such a way that her little mosquito bites will look like juicy mango.
My God.
how has that joke aged, though, sir?
Brilliantly. We are still laughing to this day.
Yeah. Bend It Like Beckham also has this other joke where Parminder Nagra, I forgot her character's name, she tells her mother that she wants to play for the English team. And she's like, when have you ever seen a brown person play for the English team? And then she's like, what about Nasir Hussain? And she's like, Hussain is a Muslim name. Their families are different.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember turning this movie on and then not watching it because I turned it on as a football fan thinking there will be football.
There's not
enough
much football. Yeah,
There's
that's
not
true.
enough football.
You are the opposite of Abbas.
Yeah, absolute opposite. I was like, thoda
Yeah.
ball bend karo yaar ball ko
Yeah.
tum.
But give it a shot. I think it's a
It's
good
a
I should try, yeah.
Okay, quickly. Hussain, if you had to score Chak De from a scale of 1 to 10 on a Hazard Age Well scale, how much would you give it?
70.
Oh, nice.
Taking the cake again. Hussain from Jogeshwari West. Yes.
दे दे एड्रेस दे दे सब आके मेरे को घर में आके मारेंगे.
Urjita, for you, is it a rewatchable film? Would you watch it again?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because I
You
literally
watched it
just watched
recently,
it.
yeah. So, Urjita, for you, on a scale of 1 to 10?
I think, man, 9.75.
किधर गया 0.25?
वो joke के
जो-
लिए. Yeah.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
Okay.
9.75.
But okay, but seriously on a scale of 10, I would say like 8. The 2 marks I cut for the length. Like this is not
See?
a slight on the film.
That's exactly what I'm saying. The second half is too much hockey.
No, it's not because of the hockey. It's just like as a whole package.
Mhm.
Back then, Bollywood movies used to be 3.5 hours
Yeah.
long with
Yeah.
songs and stuff like that.
But this is 2 hours 29
This is
minutes.
2
That's
hours
okay.
30.
2
Yeah.
hours
2 hours
30.
30.
Yeah.
Could have been like maybe 15 minutes.
9.75.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty high. Rewatchable?
Yeah, of course. Pretty rewatchable.
Okay, I would
On a
give it...
rewatchability scale, I think it's 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would give it a 7.5. I think it's... I think my memories of this film are much fonder than the movie was while rewatching it. So I think maybe that. And like I said, for the third time, it's too much hockey in the second half. But I think it's a great Shah Rukh
Hockey is a
performance.
national sport.
It is, yeah.
Anti-national Abbas.
I forgot to mention Shah Rukh also took this role because he used to play hockey in his college days. So he had that
That's so
connection
Delhi
as
of
well.
him.
Yeah, I know. In fact, if you go on Wikipedia, in the production development, there's a young photo of Shah Rukh with a hockey stick on the Wikipedia page. So yeah, and it's a very rewatchable film. I think I did not feel bored at all. So yeah, pretty high, 8, 9.75 and 7.5. It's a win. So yeah, I think
Nice.
Chak De India has aged well overall. Quickly, let's do the alternate ending segment right now. Okay, this is the alternate ending segment where we suggest an alternate ending to the way the movie actually ended, or we pitch a sequel. Hussain, do you have an alternate ending or a sequel to Chak De India?
Alternate ending, the goal goes in.
Uh-huh.
And then Shah Rukh goes back with his mom to his house and they've broken it down. They're like, "So वापस, ये वापस."
Oh wow, sad.
It was so funny. What an anticlimax. People just walking around like, what just happened? He could have. Why didn't he win? Why didn't they make him win? Because there's a part 2. Because Shah Rukh is Muslim, so he needs 3 attempts to succeed.
True.
Right, guys?
Yeah, got it. Yes.
I mean, I'm not married to that idea, but
Do you want to get married again?
But तुम्हें ये idea कबूल है.
nice.
Okay, do you have a good alternate ending? Or a sequel?
Wow.
Wow. Man, so first of all, like the alternate ending jaise hua, the way it ends, I think it's of course they had to win.
Of
They
course,
cannot
yeah.
not win.
Yeah.
Anything that involves them not winning is not a movie worth
They
watching.
do sort of dodge the, like, they क्या बोलते हैं उसको, swerve the idea when they're playing against the boys, because of course you're expecting them to win there as well, but they lose.
They lose,
Right?
yeah.
And still the objective is met.
Exactly.
So
I think, man, I actually don't have an alternate ending. I was going
the
to
thing
say
about,
that
I was
it's
thinking
too
about this. The
perfect.
idea is all our alternate endings have to be sadder than the way the movie ends.
And like even they also like finished completed so many arcs in
Arcs,
that
yeah,
post
that's true.
credit scene.
Yeah.
So उसमें भी मतलब वो सबकी वो
I have
शादी
one
नहीं
more
करती है उसके
alternate
पति से, हाँ.
Alternate ending. The goal goes in. They win. They come back home and nobody cares.
That's a realistic
That-
ending. That's
that's
not an
what happened.
alternate
That
ending.
happened with Australia in the World Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but that happened with the people who actually won, no, 2002
Yeah, Commonwealth Games, yeah,
when the Indian hockey team, the women's hockey team, when they won the cup, when they won gold, no one cared.
That's true.
Oh, they were not welcomed at all.
I mean, even if they were, there must have been like a handful of people at the,
Oh.
Yeah,
at the
like newspaper
airport.
में कोने में काटे को लाया कि
Yeah.
RB men won and woohoo,
Which
very good.
actually forgot to ask this in the main body of the episode, but do you think from 2007 to now, at least do you see like women's sport being more visible
Yeah,
than
definitely.
it was?
Visible
Cricket
for
to,
sure.
yeah, cricket to
Cricket
for
to
sure.
very, very visible.
And I know that, by the way, they make memes and videos of the female cricketers, women cricketers.
Yeah. Like
Because,
Mithali Raj
and
now
good memes.
uttered in the same breath as like Sachin Tendulkar, right? Which never used to happen back in the day.
And they are also making like good memes out of it. Ki oh, legendary shot.
Urjita का वो benchmark करके
Yeah.
meme
कि
बना रहे हो.
ऐसा legend.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
I
fans
love
are
it.
making fan content.
Dude, I genuinely love it when like typical male londas, they are making memes ki oh, legendary shot by Mithali, legendary. And then I love to see comments also where people are discussing ki nothing compared to Smriti Mandhana. मतलब वो
Yeah,
आपस में लड़ रहे हैं female cricketers के बारे में. Oh, इसके
So,
सामने ये
that's like
कुछ नहीं है.
fans.
That they are
Fans,
fans. So I love it when like they are pitting the women cricketers against each other that way. कि it's healthy competition. You know कि बाबा तुम्हारी भी favorite female cricketer
Yeah.
है कि मुझे ये ज़्यादा पसंद है, मेरी ये ऐसे. That I really like.
Okay.
But yeah, of course, there's more visibility.
Yeah. Also, I think small things like having ex-female cricketers in the commentary box commentating with the
Yeah,
other.
yeah, that
other
also
men.
helps,
That
for
also
sure.
helps, I think. Yeah.
I think alternate ending nahi, but I feel if this movie was made in today's time, I think there would be like a larger arc devoted to just social media. एक तो वो एक चीज होती and
necessarily, do you think? I feel like the media plays the same role. Like instead of showing TV anchors and all, they would show like Instagram posts, hate comments.
I think for example, we talked about the Bindia scene, right? Where she tries to seduce him. Here they would have started it by her planting a
Placing
hidden
camera
camera somewhere
yeah,
to make her intentions even clearer.
exactly.
Or whatever, the Kabir Khan threatening to hit her would have been caught on some camera. Like, देखिए ये हैवानियत इस Indian coach की.
पर वो तो
some
तभी
shit
भी
like that.
I'm saying कि अभी suppose अभी now for example if Bindia's character maybe the very thought in her head कि he is bad वो उसको social media से आता कि social media पे सब लोग
Right.
बोल रहे
Or
कि
instead
वो
of telling
बिंदिया
the
के
team-
followers कम हो रहे because इन सबके बढ़ रहे हैं something like that element
Or instead
have
of telling the
been.
team that he was this guy, you know,
yeah.
she puts out a post
Share
Yeah.
the
and then like
video,
people go wild.
Tidding,
about it
Yeah.
tidding,
again.
tidding. अरे ये
exactly
क्या?
yeah हाँ अरे
That's
ये
a-
क्या
that's
yeah tidding that's such a typical way to show social media but yeah
मेरा alternate ending it's not a great like happier ending, but I'm like, what happens after Kabir Singh leaves as the coach?
Kabir
Do they
Singh,
Kabir Singh
Kabir
nahi.
Khan.
Kabir Khan.
Kabir Khan? Did I say
Yeah.
Kabir Singh? I'm sorry.
What
Since-
happens after Kabir Singh leaves? I mean,
Kabir Khan
misogyny
leaves.
leaves.
Women live happily ever after.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, what happens after Kabir Khan leaves? Do they get another shitty coach? And then how do they deal with that? Like, that was my
That's
alternate.
sequel, yeah.
Yeah, it
that's,
was the sequel.
Oh yeah, that reminded me. I also had this one joke that I thought of that I would say, but I didn't say
Go
it in
ahead.
the
We
podcast.
should,
It was like,
we'll end the episode on that. Go.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no,
Pressure
pressure
on the
is
joke.
on you now.
but like I feel like Shah Rukh Khan's character
Uh-huh.
in the movie has the same benefit that men have,
Hmm.
in that everybody is so shit always.
Oh.
That
The
little
benchmark
bit,
is so low
Nice.
that Shah Rukh Khan being like he's a nice person is just like, oh my god, what
Best
He does-
coach ever.
best coach ever.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice.
On that, I know that's the expectations you have of this podcast as well. And all other podcasts are so shit that just because we're marginally better, you're like, has it aged well? Best podcast ever. But thanks, Hussain, for making time out and coming on the show for a second time.
Yes.
This episode goes out at the end of February, so anything you want to plug, where can people find you?
Yeah,
Please go ahead.
I would have started my own podcast
Nice.
when this comes out. My first couple episodes or some more might be up. Still don't have a name for it. I've shot 4 episodes. Don't have
What's it
name.
about?
The concept is I get a friend or comic or any person, guest, and they teach me something and I teach them something, and at the end we give each other an exam.
Cool. So Hussein's social media will be in the link, so you can find his podcast from there. You want to give out your social media handles?
Yes, my Instagram, my YouTube, my Twitter is all officially sane. OFFICILLYSANE. Yeah, all my. I have a link in my bio on my Instagram about my tickets for my tickets. So come join the mailing list. I will let you know when I come to your city.
Nice. Urjita, where can people find you?
You guys can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and most probably my second stand-up video would be out by now, by the time this video releases. And follow me on Instagram @urjitawani. बहुत followers मिल रहे हैं अपने को Instagram में, तुम भी आओ, ठीक है? वहाँ पे मैं बहुत बढ़िया content डालती हूँ. Thank you, love you.
Nice. Better than Has It Aged Well. Go
मैं
there.
ऐसा नहीं बोल रही, ठीक है?
And you can find me. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter @AbbasMomin, and also follow me on Instagram. I'm AbbasMomin88. Thank you so much, Hussain. Thank you so much, Urjita. We'll see you next time with a new guest and a new film. What do you think of Chak De India? Tell us in the comments, and spread this episode wherever you can. We'll really appreciate it. All right, we'll see you next week. Till then, bye-bye.
IVM